Makes
Mm.
sense.
That kind of touches on where we go into. We discussed, and I heard this somewhere else, is that like we don't know what aspirin does, but it works. Is that it was aspirin, wasn't it? It was like
I think paracetamol
paracetamol.
is a really good example.
Yeah,
Aspirin, I'm not.
yeah, that must be the one. It's like we don't know
Yeah.
what paracetamol does, but it just works.
We have a vague sort of
idea.
So that I think it's you see a lot of non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs inhibit cyclooxygenases, and COX enzymes is the way, but COX, cyclooxygenase, COX, and paracetamol doesn't really do that, but I'm not actually sure that we have a proper understanding of the pharmacokinetics and like exactly what's going on there versus. I'm trying to think exactly what
Ibuprofen.
Ibuprofen does have a cyclooxygenase inhibitory effect.
You know what
So
doesn't
I
work though? Cough medicine. Because you went on about that with our last
Well, it
conversation.
depends on the cough medicine. That's the other thing. So
Yes. But you were talking about how I'll let you pick it up and run, but about how a lot of pharmacists don't know the effects of cough medicine, or they don't know
Oh,
they actually work.
recommending.
there's a lot of not just cough medicine. It's more that a lot of over-the-counter pharmaceuticals, things you can buy over the counter at pharmacies are not necessarily medicine.
Yeah.
Is what I think needs pointing out there. Like, and I think I might have linked to a study where they asked a whole bunch, hey, like, what's more important to you, like whether it's cells or whether it actually has a proven effect?
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of the time, the pharmacists weren't even able to like properly describe why they thought something should work.
Yeah.
Right.
Or like what was the active ingredient or something. That'd be really cool. I'd read that.
Yeah. It's just so scary. Like you have like, I mean,
it's just not a pharmacist. I guess it's not their mandate. It's not what they're in that career to do.
No.
What to know what drug works?
Well,
not drug. You don't like the word drug, do you? What is the word that you prefer to use? Like,
what do you mean? I'm fine with the word drug. I mean,
no, but like referring to like medicine as drugs.
Well, pharmacological would be
pharmacological.
A pharmaceutical treatment.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's So does that mean that not necessarily that the pharmacists don't know what they're doing, but they don't necessarily always know what they're prescribing to an exact.
Well, they're not really. See, there's a bit of an issue with that. So people consider a medical doctor to be a good call for an example how to understand disease, evidence, and quality of evidence. But that's not something that we teach doctors necessarily, because we only have 6 years to train up a doctor.
Yeah.
That's 6 years in which we can teach them how to deal with patients and actually treat people, or in which we can teach them medical science and evidence and epidemiology.
Yeah.
And that's just not enough time really to
do both.
To do all that. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. See,
I don't. Yeah.
Are you talking about like prescription stuff or just like stuff that you pull off the shelves?
I've got the link. So
okay.
In the chat there. So it's a pharmacist's attitudes towards an evidence-based approach for over-the-counter medication.
Okay.
And I think one of the really interesting things about this is that a lot of them weren't even aware of what the Cochrane collaboration is.
Right.
And, which makes sense for pharmacists, but for anyone who works in medical science, it's like, oof.
Yeah.
So these are the people that do a lot of the large meta-analyses and reviews of, say, thousands of other studies and collate that work and that data and try and figure out the real evidence behind a claim.
Yeah.
From the medical literature, because there's thousands of papers of varying quality on a topic, for example, and it's quite difficult sometimes to interpret that information and actually, I guess, tease out a real answer to a question you're trying to.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the main thing. So if you look at the paper that I've just linked in the chat, the main thing they had as their concern was so that the safety was the primary concern when making decisions about over-the-counter medicines, and they lacked knowledge of evidence-based practice.
Mm-hmm.
And they considered medicines which lack evidence of effectiveness to have an important role in self-care. Now, to me, as someone who works largely in providing evidence of
Yeah.
the efficacy of a treatment,
Mm-hmm.
that drives me crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's that's more that I guess I'm aware of what a lack of evidence is,
Mm.
and a lack of evidence can often be an evidence of absence.
Yes.
Yeah.
An absence
Yeah.
of evidence.